Hello, everyone. I'm here today to discuss on the case of Helen and Darren through the lens of ecological system theory and attachment theory. In today's discussion, I will explore the similarities and differences between my initial analysis and the expert panel's response. I'll also reflect on the impacts this will have on my future practices as well. In comparing the treatment of attachment theory in my analysis with that of the expert panel, the similarities primarily lie in our mutual acknowledgement on the critical role of caregiver child relationship in influencing Darren's behavior and emotional well being. Both of our perspectives recognize the significance of attachment as a foundational element in understanding Darren's substance use and the challenges Helen faces in reconnecting with her son post rehabilitation. We both see the value in addressing the nuances of their relationship to facilitate Darren's recovery and to strengthen the bond between Helen and Darren. Similarly, we both applied ecological system theory to contextualize their experiences within the broader environment and societal systems, acknowledging the complex interplay influences of their lives. This shared perspective highlights the importance of considering not just the immediate and direct influences on Helen and Darren, such as their family dynamics and personal relationship, their microsystem, but also the wider societal and cultural norm, the macrosystem, that shapes their experiences and behaviors. However, our approaches diverge in the depth of our analysis. In the expert panel, I recognize areas within attachment theory that I may have overlooked and not fully explored. Firstly, the expert panel places significant emphasis on the potential for rebuilding and strengthening of the attachment between Helen and Darren in post-rehabilitation phase. This perspective underscores the dynamic and malleable nature of attachment relationship, suggesting that the intervention can effectively alter previously established patterns of interactions. My analysis focused more on identifying problematic attachment styles and did not sufficiently highlight the capacity for positive change and the strategies that could foster a more secure attachment moving forward. Additionally, the expert also suggests the importance of understanding the broader context of Helen and Darren's attachment beyond their immediate didactic relationship. This includes the impact of significant life events such as the death of Malcolm and ripple effects in their attachment dynamics. While I touch upon the influence of individual behaviors and attachment style, I may not fully consider how these external events serve as a critical point of intervention and potential transformation of the attachment journey. Reflecting further on the expert panel application of ecological system theory to Helen and Darren's case, it's clear that their discussion encompasses aspects I might have overlooked or addressed differently in my analysis. While I focus on the societal pressure and specific intervention within the macrosystem and exosystem, the expert panel also considered the chronosystem, which encompasses the dimension of time, including the life transition and historical events that might affect the individual and the system. My analysis focused more on its examination of societal norms and specific interventions, but have underemphasized the significance of these temporal changes and interactions between different environmental systems over time. These differences in focus and detail likely stem from our theoretical orientations and interdisciplinary perspective that informs the panel's analysis. While my approach is deeply rooted in psychological dynamics, the panel integrates a wider array of viewpoints, suggesting a more varied set of solutions that extends beyond the caregiver child bond to include community and policy level interventions. Reflecting on the case of Helen and Darren's and the insights from the expert panel, I shifted my perspective and approach in several key ways. Firstly, I've come to appreciate the dynamic nature of attachment relationships more deeply. Instead of focusing solely on identifying problems, I now see the value in fostering a secure attachment through interventions aimed at rebuilding and strengthening a relationship. The shift towards a more hopeful and positive change focused strategy is something I'm eager to integrate into my practice. Additionally, my understanding of attachment has broadened to consider its place within the wider life context. This expert panel highlighted how life events and external factors extending beyond the immediate caregiver child dyad can significantly influence attachment and emotional well being. The realization has motivated me to adopt a more holistic approach in my assessment and interventions, aiming to offer a comprehensive support system that takes in these wider influences into account. Lastly, incorporating the concept of chronosystem into my work has illuminated the importance of considering temporal and systematic changes. Recognizing the impacts of developmental stages, significant life events, and broader societal shift will allow uh, how I shape my approach in interventions. This perspective ensures that my support is not only responsive to current challenges, but also adaptable to future changes, making a significant evolution on how I view practice and my role in supporting others.